In today's video, we're going to be discussing the future of Jaromir Jagr. It looks like his time in the Calgary Flames might be coming to an end, and I thought we should discuss where he might end up next. And that's coming up next. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. On this channel, we review and discuss all 31 NHL teams with an unbiased opinion. So if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing so you don't miss anything. Alright, so let's take a look at the latest rumors going around the NHL, and this one's about Jaromir Jagr. So I caught on Saturday evening hockey broadcast through on Sportsnet talking about Jaromir Jagr's time in Calgary may be coming to a close. Obviously this year has been a little bit frustrating for Jagr, who's had to, for the first time in his career, really battle injury after injury and not really get anything consistent going this season. Obviously, he's also a little bit frustrated that I think his injuries have been a big part of that, but he really hasn't been able to find a role and really fit in with this Flames team. I know when he was first signed, there was a lot of speculation he may play like a third line role with the occasional chance to play on the top line with Monahan and Gaudreau, probably see some power play time, be an excellent mentor where they have a lot of their top forwards are still quite young, but things just haven't really worked out. I mean, a lot of that has to do with the fact that he's getting injured. Obviously, as we all know, the ageless wonder Jagr, even though there's been joked about before that he may play well into his 50s like Gordie Howe, that's not looking like it's going to happen. Obviously, for the first time, he's battling a lot of injuries and having a harder time getting over them. So I think that's certainly played a lot of it. I mean, if you look at the Calgary Flames, they went out and signed him for a one-year deal with the hopes that he could help this team. I don't really think that it was really anything to do with his abilities. I think they knew what they were getting when they brought him in. But when you can't stay healthy, it's hard to get any kind of rhythm going, finding a role on the team. And that goes for any player, regardless of how old they are or what kind of player they turn out to be. So in Jagr's case, I can understand why he's frustrated. I can also see why the Flames are frustrated. So they're looking for a mutual way to come bring this to a close here. So I think first and foremost, that they should be looking to trade him. I mean, obviously there's other teams that may look to pick him up. Obviously for the first time though, I think there's a lot of concerns over his health and whether or not he can stay healthy and really help a team out. But at the same time, you know, he's one of the greatest players of all time. He comes on a fairly cheap contract. You're not committed to him long term. So I would not be surprised at all to see another team pick him up for the rest of the year. Now, I've also heard rumors that there is speculation that there's some teams in Europe that are interested in him. And there was some speculation that he may be looking to go play for the Czech Republic in the Olympics. Although that rumor apparently has been denied. But I guess until all the rosters are announced and everything's finalized, you just never know. Obviously, any of these teams would love to have Jagr as much as he may not be the player he used to be. So I guess for right now, what I'd like to discuss is where else could he go in the NHL? Obviously, it wouldn't make any sense for the teams not currently looking to make a playoff run to take a look at him. That wouldn't make any sense, and he probably wouldn't want that either. But I would assume the Flames will let him go for pretty cheap return. I don't think they really want much. If it boils down to they can't make a trade, I think they'll try to figure out a way to mutually end the contract so he can maybe go play in Europe. But I think, I would assume at least, that his preference would be to stay in the NHL for the rest of the year and maybe see if he can hook up with a team here to go on one last run. So who do you think would be a good team for the Jagr to connect with? So leave some comments down below. I think, personally, if you look at all the top teams around the league, you have to look at Vegas. I mean, I don't really think Vegas is going to be adding a whole lot at the deadline. They do have cap space. They're having a tremendous season. And why, you know, what better way to kind of, you know, really introduce hockey to LA, but bring in, or not LA, sorry, Las Vegas, to bring in one of the all-time greats. I think he'd be great for Las Vegas in a sense that he could play, you know, a fairly minor role and really help them out and help them sell the game of hockey in Vegas. So I think Vegas might be an opportunity for him. I don't really think Vegas is going to be looking to add a whole lot here. I don't think they're going to want to break the bank. They've already signed Marchessault to an extension. There is talks that they're apparently trying to re-sign James Neal as well. So I don't see them going to spend a bunch of money here at the deadline. But for a player like Jagr, I can see it being a possibility. I think you could look at a team like maybe LA might be an option for him as well. So I think it would have to be more likely a Western team would be my guess. If you look at the Eastern teams, that would be you know, a top team that are a little bit more assured about the playoffs. I just don't see it being a fit. So if I had to pick, I'd say maybe like a team like LA, maybe Vegas, possibly. I suppose if you look at it, if the Oilers were able to get their stuff together, maybe, but I don't think Edmonton's an option. So it's hard to say where he's going to end up, but I guess if I had to pick, I'd say Vegas and LA would be the top choices. If not, I could see him maybe going back to play in Europe. So leave some comments down below. What do you think is going to happen to Jagr? Is he leaving Calgary? And if so, where is he ending up?